Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are cracking open the user's manual for your brain. We're going to dive into some simple, science-backed brain rules that can help you unlock a way sharper, more effective mind. You know that feeling, right? One minute, you're just absolutely on fire, totally sharp. And the next, you're walking through a mental fog. It happens to all of us. And it feels like our brain's performance is just out of our control. But what if it wasn't? What if we could actually change that? Well, let's find out how. Okay, so to really get how our brains work now, we've got to go way, way back. I'm talking about its origins. See, your brain wasn't designed for sitting in an office chair staring at spreadsheets. Nope, it was forged over thousands and thousands of years for one thing: survival in the wild. And that constant, nonstop pressure to survive, that's what shaped every part of us. It turned us into these incredible problem solvers. I mean, our brain became the most powerful survival tool on the planet. It's literally the reason we're here today. So you might be thinking, great, ancient history, what does that have to do with me today? Well, everything. It all starts with two really simple physical things that can give your brain a massive boost. And these are things our ancestors were doing pretty much all day long. I mean, just look at the difference here. It is a super stark contrast, isn't it? Our modern lifestyle, sitting around all day, we're basically starving our brains. When you get up and move, you're not just getting a workout for your body. You are literally flooding your brain with oxygen and telling it, hey, it's time to build some new brain cells.
The source material has this great term for a protein you create during exercise. They call it brain fertilizer. And that's exactly what it is. It's this stuff called BDNF. And just like fertilizer helps a plant grow, BDNF helps your brain cells grow and build stronger, faster connections.
And the other big one, sleep. Seriously, pulling an all-nighter is not a badge of honor. It is pure self-sabotage. A 40% drop in cognitive ability, that is massive. Think about it. That's like trying to do a complicated puzzle after having a couple of drinks. It just cripples your ability to solve problems, to be creative, and to learn anything new. A great way to think about it is that sleep is like your brain's personal overnight maintenance crew. While you're out, they're in there, tidying everything up, throwing out all the junk information from the day, and carefully filing away the important stuff into your long-term storage. So you can actually find it later. Okay, so we've got movement and sleep, but there's another huge factor that has a major effect on our brain: stress. We all deal with it, right? But when it becomes chronic, long-term stress, well, it can be physically damaging. There's this story from the research that is, honestly, it's kind of terrifying. This dog's brain was literally rewired by stress to just stop trying to solve problems. It learned to be helpless. And the scary part is the exact same thing can happen to us when we feel trapped by that constant long-term stress. So you see, constant stress is so much more than just a bad feeling. It is a physical assault on your brain. It directly attacks and damages the hippocampus, which is the very center of your ability to learn and remember things. It's a huge deal. All right, so we've covered the physical stuff, the foundations, but what about the mental game? How does your brain actually pay attention and, make memories that stick? Let's get into the rules of learning. Just think about the last really long meeting you were in. Did your mind start to wander? Yeah, of course it did. The research is super clear on this. After about 10 minutes, if the brain isn't re-engaged with something new or emotionally interesting, it starts actively looking for the exit door. And this right here, this is exactly why cramming for a test feels so useless in the long run. All that info just kind of splashes into your short-term memory and it's gone. If you want to build strong, lasting connections in your brain, you've got to review that information over time. Spaced repetition is key. So, how do we make those memories even stickier? Well, you get as many of your senses involved as you can. The source material is really clear. The more senses you bring into the picture, seeing, hearing, touching, the stronger that memory becomes. It's the reason you can still sing every word to a song you haven't heard in 20 years. And speaking of senses, get this. Look at where your brain's energy goes. Vision is without a doubt our super sense. It takes up a full 50% of your brain's processing power. That's insane. And it's exactly why learning with pictures and visuals is so incredibly powerful. There's this incredible story in the source material that just shows you the power of this connection. This guy, Henry, had lost years of his life to amnesia. But then he heard his favorite music, and this combination of sound and emotion, unlocked memories that everyone, including his doctors, thought were gone for good. All right, finally, let's talk about one of the most empowering brain rules there is, and it's this. No two brains are wired the same way, not even close, and you can 100% use that to your advantage. The story of Michael Jordan is a perfect example. I mean, the guy was an absolute genius on the basketball court, right? But when he tried professional baseball, it just didn't work. His brain was uniquely wired for a completely different sport, shaped by years and years of very specific practice. But here's the really cool part. That uniqueness isn't set in stone. We are all natural-born explorers. The source material points out that our innate curiosity, the kind you see in every little kid, is the main engine for our brain's growth. It's how we learn and adapt. So, let's put it all together. Here's your daily brain upgrade. It's 5 simple things. Move your body, get your sleep, manage your stress, repeat what you want to remember, and always, always stay curious. These are the most effective ways to work with your brain's programming, not against it. Okay, so now the real work begins. It's time to turn all this knowledge into action. Looking at everything we've talked about, what's the one thing, just one, that you're going to change starting today to build a better, stronger brain?